Now after creating edit category component, now want to fetch single category data and load category data in edit category form. So first we have goes into frontend directory and goes into edit category component file. And under this file, first we have to write constant fetch category function equal to an async arrow function. So here, we have defined a function to fetch category details from the backend API, which marked as async to handle the HTTP request, with await for smooth data retrieval. Next we have to write try block for the API call, so here, we have started a safe block to handle the Axios request, and catching any errors like network issues, or invalid responses without crashing the app. Inside the try block, we have to write constant token equal to LocalStorage.getItem with token key. So here, we have grabbed the JWT Authentication token from browser storage to include in the API request for secure access to category data. After this, we have to write constant response variable is equal to await Axios.get function with 2 argument. In first argument, we have to define backend URL for fetch single category data from database based on category ID. In second argument, we have to write headers key, and under this, we have to define authorization token key. So here, we have sent a GET request to the backend API to fetch details of the category, with the specific ID from the URL, including the bearer token, in headers for authentication. Next we have to write set category name with the category name from response data. So here, we have updated the category name state with the name received from the API, which filling the form's name input with the existing categories data. Then we have to write set category status with the category status from response data. So here, we have updated the category status state with the status like active or inactive from the API, which will setting the form's drop-down to the correct value. After setting the form data, we have to write set loading with false. So here, we have turned off the loading state, signaling that the category data has been fetched, and the form is ready to display. Next we have to write catch block with error parameter. So here, we have caught any errors from the Axios GET request, such as invalid category ID, server issues, or authentication failures, to handle them gracefully. Inside the catch block, we have to write set error with a generic error message. So here, we have set an error message to show in the UI, if the category could not be fetched, and giving the user clear feedback about the issue. Then we have to write set loading function with false as parameter again. So here, we have stopped the loading state, even if an error occurs, which ensuring the user interface updates to show the error message, instead of staying in a loading state. So here our fetch category function is ready, and now want to call this function. So here, we have to write useEffect hook with an arrow function. So here, we have set up a side effect to run code automatically when the component mounts, or when specific dependencies change, then it will preparing to fetch category data. Inside useEffect, we have to write fetch category function call. So here, we have triggered the fetch category function to load the category details from the backend, as soon as the component loads. After the function call, we have to write dependency array with ID. So here, we have specified that the useEffect runs whenever the category ID from use params changes, which ensuring fresh data is fetched, if the link ID updates. So here our React front-end code is ready for send request for fetch single category data to backend server. Now we want to write backend code in category routes file for fetch single category data. So we have goes into backend category routes file. First we have to write router.get method for the /categories/:ID path with AuthenticateToken middleware and a validation array. So here, we have created a GET endpoint to fetch details of a specific category by its ID, and ensuring the user is logged in with the AuthenticateToken middleware, and validating the ID parameter. Next, inside the validation array, we have to write param validator for ID, with isInteger method, and a custom error message. So here, we have checked that the category ID in the URL is a valid integer. If not, then it will sending an error to ensure safe database queries. After the validation array, we have to write an async arrow function with request and response parameters. So here, we have defined the main handler for the GET request, which are marked as async to handle database queries with await, and building on the validated and authenticated request. Inside the handler, we have to write constant errors equal to validation result with request parameter. So here, we have collected any errors from the ID validation to check if the provided category ID is valid before proceeding. Next we have to write if statement, and under condition, we have to write not operator with errors variable.isEmpty function. So this condition will check if there are any validation errors occurs, so we can stop the process if the ID is invalid. If errors exits, then we have to write return statement with response.status method with 400 status. And after this, we have to write JSON method, and under this, we have to convert errors array to single error message. After validation, we have to write destructuring assignment to get ID from request.params. So here, we have extracted the category ID from the URL, and it will be ready to use it in the database query. Next we have to write a try block for database operations. So here, we have started a safe block to handle the database query, and catching any errors like connection issues, to keep the server running smoothly. Inside the try block, we have to write a database query to select the category with the given ID. So here, we have fetched the category details from the category table, using a parameterized query to prevent SQL injection, ensuring security. After the query, we have to write an if condition for checking if row's length is 0. So here, we have checked if no category was found with the provided ID to handle cases where the category does not exist. If no category is found, we have to write return statement with response.status 404.json with an error message. So here, we have sent a 404 not found response to the frontend, and letting it know the requested category does not exist in the database. Next we have to write response.json with the first row of the query results. So here, we have sent the category details like category name and category status as a JSON response to the frontend, and completing the request successfully. Then we have to write a catch block with error parameter. So here, we have caught any database errors, like connection problems or query failures, to handle them without crashing the server. Under this block, we have to write response.status with 500 as parameter with JSON method. And under this, we have to write database error with specific message get from error.message variable. So here, we have sent a 500 internal server error response to the frontend, and keeping error details minimal for security, while informing about the failure. So here our code is ready. Now we have restart Node server by run this command in Node server terminal. Now here in browser, first we have refresh web page, and after refresh of page, here, we have click on this row edit button. So after click on edit button, here we can see that category edit form has been loaded with fill existing category data. Next we will show you how to submit this edit form data to Backend API from this React application, and at Backend, we will process edit category request.